Can men be trusted to pick the right ring?
Oh, now there's a reason that you're asking this, and the reason is the message that we got yesterday.
What happens if the ring is not the right ring? And by that we mean, supposing she hates the look of it, should she just keep her mouth shut and stick wearing a ring she hates for the rest of her life? Don't forget, an engagement ring ain't just for Christmas, it's for life.
Yeah.
Providing you don't break up. So you were stuck with that ring forever and ever. But should a woman keep her mouth shut and stick wearing the ring she hates, or say it to him? Listen, I want to marry you. I'm delighted that we're getting engaged.
But
thanks for the ring, but can we change it because I think it's very ugly looking? Well, this is something that a listener by the name of B just once brought up, and she's been called B. You'll find out why her name is just B, because she doesn't want her name mentioned for obvious reasons. And she sent us a message on Facebook that says, guys, love the new show. For obvious reasons, please don't give out my name, but I'm looking for some advice. I got engaged last week to my boyfriend, and I couldn't be happier. He got down on one knee in Stephen's Green. Oh, God, puke on that one anyway. He got down on one knee, we'll come to that one another day. He got down on one knee in Stephen's Green last Saturday. It was such a surprise. However, there is one snag, and it's a pretty big snag. I don't like the ring. It's totally not my style. It's a vintage design with an emerald stone, and I don't know how to approach him. I'm even holding off showing people the ring. Jesus, that's awful. Does this make me a bitch? Please get me some advice. How do I approach this? Just call me B. Now, we were talking to B this morning on Facebook, and she sent us a photograph of the ring. I'm not going to put it up. I'm not going to show you guys.
because he'll know.
No, he'll know. Okay, describe the ring. The ring is it's either silver or white gold. It's a vintage antique ring by the looks of it, which, by the way, is all the style now. That's the whole thing now. Get a second-hand ring. And it has a big green emerald stone in the middle of it. Now, it certainly wouldn't be my style. Would it be yours?
No engagement ring will be my style.
No, but I mean to pick out for your missus.
I wouldn't pick it out.
No, the ring is beautiful, and by all accounts, it costs a fair bit of money. You're looking at $3,000 there for that ring. But she does not like it. She thinks it's gaudy. She hates the big green stone. The fact that she hasn't even shown it to some of her friends would suggest that this ring ain't staying. But how do you say it to be his boyfriend, who went to a shop, thought he was doing a great thing, picked out the ring, obviously doesn't know her taste, and picked out a ring that she is going to have to look at every day for the rest of her life?
That's an awkward dilemma. 085 825 2626 is our WhatsApp number. And this is another dilemma. This happily isn't a dilemma that involves you this time, but it is a dilemma nonetheless. Do you tell your boyfriend, your now fiancé, that you don't like the ring that he got you? Oh, no. Or do you just stick it on your finger and shut your mouth and just get on with the rest of your life, unhappy with the ring that you have on your finger? 085 825 2626 is our WhatsApp number. 085 825 2626. You're listening to Opinions Matter with Adrian and Jeremy live on our Facebook page. And before we get to that conversation, just to let you know that very shortly we will be announcing the launch of our very own mobile phone app, where you'll be able to listen to this show live every morning. You'll also be able to send WhatsApps, listen to podcasts and everything else after the show has aired. So we will give you the details as soon as we have the app. The app is now in for approval with Android and Apple and all of that. And as soon as we have it, you'll have it. And then you'll be able to just install it on your phone and listen to this program wherever you are. Okay, so that's coming up very, very shortly. And while you're watching us on our Facebook page, maybe you do us another favor and share this video to your Facebook page so that more people can see and hear us on Opinions Matter. Okay, so if you wouldn't mind sharing this video onto our your own Facebook page so that others can see that we are here and live on Facebook. And as I said, very, very shortly, we will have our very own app that you'll be able to download and listen. You won't even have to watch our ugly mugs anymore. You'll be able to just listen to us on the mobile app. And one final thing, while you're on Facebook, you could do us a little favour and send us some stars. And when we get stars from you, it's just a little way, a little tip, a little pat on the back. Lads, well done, I'm enjoying your show. And it helps us to do what we are doing. And sometimes when you send stars through our from Facebook to us, you get a mad little ding that comes out and interrupts our entire program. So if you send stars, you may hear like that. There you go. That is Josephine. Josephine, thank you very much indeed. I've just gotten those stars that you sent to us. So yeah, you can hear it makes a mad ding all over our shows. We're trying to talk to you. So if you want to do that, we'd be very grateful. It's just a little thank you for doing what we're doing. It's like a tip, if you will. And you can send those Facebook stars through to our Facebook page. You're listening to and watching Opinions Matter, the brand new podcast from Adrian Kennedy and Jeremy Dixon. Catch us live here on Facebook every morning at 10 a.m, where we debate the big issues of the day. We rely on your input during the show as well. So WhatsApp your opinions to 085 825 2626. You can also support us on Facebook by sending stars at any time during our live broadcast. We've also just developed a new app which will allow you to listen to the show from anywhere and should be available for you to download in the coming days. If you have a topic or an issue that you want us to cover, the best way to contact us is on WhatsApp 085 825 2626. That's 085 825 2626. Or message us on our official Facebook page, the one you're watching, facebook.com/Adrian K and Jeremy D.
Live from our studios at the White Sands Hotel in Portmarnock, it's Opinions Matter with Adrian Kennedy and Jeremy Dixon. Big debates, the big stories of the day, and where your opinion counts.
Ah, yes, indeed. Thank you very much indeed. 085 825 2626 is our WhatsApp number. And we want to hear from you about
B's dilemma. I'll read it out quickly again for you if you
B's
just
dilemma.
Us. Okay, so B says, guys, I love the show. For obvious reasons, please don't read out my name. But I'm looking for advice. I got engaged last week to my boyfriend and I couldn't be happier. He got down on one knee, Sap, in Stephen's Green last Saturday. It was such a surprise. However, there's one snag, and it's a big snag. I don't like the ring. It's totally not my style. It's a vintage design with an emerald stone, and I don't know how to approach this. I'm even holding off showing people the ring. Does that make me a bitch? Get some advice, lads. How do I approach this? So she's looking for your advice, and we don't have any advice for B. So we're looking for your advice to pass on to B. Because, oh God, it's quite hurtful to... Isn't it? It's quite hurtful to be given something like that, a ring, and
then to turn around and say, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, hurtful is an understatement. 085 825 2626 is our WhatsApp number. And let us know whether or not you think she should tell him that she doesn't like the ring. This is Laura.
To be honest with you, when I first heard the story, the dilemma, I was like, yeah, she is brutal for saying she doesn't like the ring, and how would she tell him? I was going to say, like, wear the ring, but after you describing it, who has an emerald in their engagement ring? If it was just plain diamonds, all well and good, put up with it, but green, ew.
Yeah. Well, there's more stars coming into us. Thank you, Celine. And also thank you to... Celine sent them twice. Thank you, Celine. Ew. Yes. Okay, so green ring is not a thing. 085-825-2626 is our WhatsApp number. Should she tell the truth? Should she tell her now fiancé that she doesn't like the ring? That she would prefer if he took it back to the shop and exchanged it for one that she preferred? 085-825-2626 is our WhatsApp number. Do you think that this lady should ring and tell that ring her fiancé and say, listen, love, I've been looking at this ring for the last couple of days and I think it's hideous. I just can't stand it. Will you please take it back and exchange it for a new one? Please. Thank you, love. 085-825-2626 is our WhatsApp number, and let us know whether or not you think the truth is important. Otherwise, she's going to be wearing this thing on our finger for the next 20, 30, 40 years that she absolutely hates. 085-825-2626 is our WhatsApp number. Do you think that she should tell the truth and let him know that she doesn't like the ring? Jeremy.
I think there's no point in being stuck miserable with something, is there, for the rest of your life? Is there? Here's the thing. We all get things as presents that we don't like. I got to the stage where I had to tell family members to stop buying me clothes and stuff like that, because things like that, like jewellery and clothes, they're very subjective, aren't they? And even if people think they know your style, like my mother bought me a couple of jumpers for Christmas last year, and she thought, the usual mammy thing, Jeremy, these jumpers will suit you. When I saw them in Marks and Spencer's, I knew they had your name. They had your name written on them. Those jumpers are for you. And I opened them up and I'm like, I would never wear jumpers like this. So the point is, why would you leave yourself stuck with something that you don't like?
085-825-2626 is our WhatsApp number. We'd love to hear from you. Should she tell the truth to her fiancé and let him know that she doesn't like the ring? For example, Alan says, maybe the poor fella can't afford a diamond ring. Also, is it possible to get exchanged anyway? Who would buy a second-hand ring? And that is the dilemma. 085-825-2626 is our WhatsApp number. Do you think that he should or she should tell the truth to him and say that she doesn't like the ring? Now, I don't know whether the shop is actually going to take an exchange. The shop may well turn around and say, no, we're not exchanging it. But others, maybe they will. If it's within a week or two, perhaps they will. But we'd like to hear from you on 085 825 2626. 085 825 2626 is our numbers. Lots of messages coming in on this. Should she tell the truth? Should she tell him that she doesn't like it? And Angela just messaged us to say a lot of people actually like second-hand rings. They're stunning. Now, there's another question. Would you ever want a second-hand engagement ring? He should have asked a family member for help because he obviously doesn't know what she likes, says that message from Celine. Celine, thanks very much indeed. Here's a WhatsApp voice note from Kira.
When I got engaged, I suppose I was kind of lucky. The engagement was, we were together quite a long time, and the proposal was a surprise. But luckily, I was told at the time that it was a temporary ring because he couldn't afford the proper one, which was a great thing because I hate the first ring. It was horrible. So then after a while, when we had a few quid together, or he had a few quid together, I got to choose the ring that I wanted. So, yeah, that is a tricky one. I'm the type of person, as Jer knows, that I have to speak my mind, so I would not be able to say nothing for the next 50 or 60 years. But how to approach that one, I don't know. I feel so sorry for her. Look, she's not a bitch. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But I could not look at that in my hand for the next 50 years. So how she's going to get around that one, I do not know. I don't envy her.
It is a difficult one.
And you've got a lot of lads thinking now, I'm wondering, does my wife actually like the engagement ring? I got her many years ago.
And now, did you buy it without because
yeah, of course.
In our situation, we actually discussed it beforehand.
So where was the surprise?
There wasn't a surprise. We knew we were getting engaged. So, yeah.
Okay.
And I had an idea of the sort of ring that she would like. So,
That's too formulaic for me, this whole thing of sitting down and going, what ring do you like? An engagement, in my opinion, is supposed to be a surprise. I went and picked the ring, thinking I knew what kind of stuff she likes. But now I'm wondering, does she actually hate the ring and she just won't say it to me?
I just got a message from this lady in Canada. She listens to us in Canada. And here's what it says. I was hinting to my fiancé that I loved Princess Diana's ring, and he got it. I dropped a few hints at what would you like, and you can show the pic on your show if you want. And she did actually send me a picture of the ring. And as you can see, it is very like Diana's wedding ring. So fair play to him. He got it right. 085 825 2626 is our WhatsApp number. And we're asking you whether or not if you get an engagement ring that you just simply don't like, should you tell the truth? Tell your fiancé that you don't like it. And the reason we're talking about this is this message that we got from a lady who simply signed her name B. So have a listen to what B has to say. Guys, love the new show. For obvious reasons, please don't give out my name. But I'm looking for advice. I got engaged last week to my boyfriend and I couldn't be happier. He got down on one knee in Stephen's Green last Saturday. It was such a surprise. However, there's one snag. It's a big snag. I don't like the ring. It is totally not my style. It's a vintage design with a green emerald stone, and I don't know how to approach this. This is really sad, I'm even holding off showing people the engagement ring. Does that make me a complete and utter bitch? Get some advice, lads. How do I approach this? And that's from a lady called B. And B, it is a very, very difficult, awkward situation that you're in, I have to say. Whether or not to tell him that you don't like the engagement ring that he got. 085 825 2626. Angela. Good morning to you, Angela. Oh, hang on there for 1 second, Angela. Now I should have you. How are you, Angela?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, Angela, does she tell the truth? Does she go to him and say, I just don't like what you bought me? And she's so embarrassed about it, as you heard from her message, that she's even holding off showing the ring to other people.
Oh, bless her. Listen, she should tell him. You know, like fellas buy girls stuff all the time that they don't like. He shouldn't be embarrassed. He shouldn't be embarrassed. Just say, listen, it's not, I don't like it. You don't have to say it's hideous or it's rank or it's anything. You just say, I don't like it. Could we go and just buy another one, exchange it, do something? Because she doesn't have to wear this for the rest of her life. And if she doesn't like it, then there's no point in her having it. And he shouldn't be offended with that anyway. You know, and it's not even about the ring.
Hang on for 1 second. Hang on. You're saying he shouldn't be offended. This guy probably put a great deal of thought into it. He probably was Googling rings and, you know, Googling what the most popular ones are and everything else.
And by the way, we got the price on this as well.
It's not cheap.
It's coming in here at 3,400 quid. So that's a very pricey ring.
So he did buy it, though. This is the thing. He did buy it. It's not an heirloom from the family. He did actually buy it, but it's a kind of a vintage style. So he put a great deal of thought into it. I'll be honest with you, it doesn't look like, your average engagement ring. It doesn't look like
Well, the
the
first
sort
thing-
of
the
ring
first
that
thing-
you see
Like a
anywhere.
dress ring.
No, the first thing
will stand
Adrian
out.
said. The first thing Adrian said when the photograph got sent was, "I hope he isn't listening." Well, you are, B, but don't take offence if you don't like the ring either. The first thing Adrian said was, "That's like something you get in a lucky bag that would squirt water."
I did actually say that.
Yep.
I did.
So it's a dress ring. That's what they would call that.
Well, it's
Definitely
three.
get it. It's like a dress ring.
It's a manky. It's a manky ring. Let's just call a spade a spade.
The poor bloke could be listening to this now going, oh my God, it's me. They're talking about
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
And listen, it happens. So don't be offended over it. Just, I know, and that's the thing, you go, listen, I know you've poured your heart and soul into this, but the ring isn't the big thing about this. It's the proposal. That's what people need to get over with this. It's the proposal.
I know it's the proposal. I accept all of that. But, and you're saying the ring is not important. The fact of the matter is, and this is why I didn't go and pick an engagement ring myself. I discussed it with herself because I wanted to get one that she'd like. I know my taste would have been fairly hideous where it comes to an engagement ring. So I discussed it with her and she got the ring that she wanted and we're all happy. So this guy clearly didn't discuss it with her and he went and picked a ring that she's just not happy with. So you're saying the ring doesn't matter when it clearly does.
Well, no. The ring does matter in that kind of thing. But I was the same with my ex-husband now. I gave him a choice of 5. I said, there you go, pick 5. And he did actually pick the one that I wanted. But when it's a surprise like that, obviously, he didn't tell her that he was going to do it. So just, take it on the chin. If she doesn't like it.
So you're telling
just
lads...
let her-
hang on for one second, Angela. I want you to think about what you're saying here. So this guy, like I said, went to a great deal of thought to pick the ring that he thought was different enough for her to like it. Now, she doesn't like it. Isn't that such a smack in the face to her new fiancé who clearly put a lot of thought into it?
No, it's not, because like she said, she hasn't showed anyone the ring anyway.
Yeah, because
So,
she's embarrassed
what's
about
the-
it.
What is it like? Okay, let's say yes, it costs a lot of money, right? But
Well, it did cost
if
a lot
she
of money.
It did cost a lot of money. If she went into town and bought him a jumper and he didn't like it, would
That's
he
different.
exchange?
That's different. You don't
No,
put as much
it's
thought
not.
into a jumper as you do into an engagement ring. Do me a favour, stay there for 1 second, Angela,
Yeah.
because
Princess Diana's on the other line.
Princess Diana. I'm sure that's not the lady's name.
No, it's not.
No. What's
It's
this lady's name?
Katie.
This is Katie. How are you, Katie?
Not too bad, no, lads.
Listening and watching us in Canada.
No, she's not. No.
Are you
No,
not?
I'm
No?
fun now.
Where did I get Canada from?
Clonmel. Yeah, where are you? Clonmel, Canada.
Canada. It's on the way to Canada, isn't it?
Clonmel is. Okay.
Anyway, so it was your photograph that I showed a couple of minutes ago of your Princess Diana engagement ring. So,
By the way, Adrian said off air to me when he saw that, he said, Jesus, that wouldn't be for me. That's what you said.
wouldn't be for me. Here, no
said about
engagement
the
ring
ring.
would be for me.
No, but I'm saying you wouldn't have picked that kind of one.
No.
What's wrong
but
with it, Adrian?
how did you tell him that that's the sort of ring that you wanted?
We were watching Kate Middleton and Prince William's wedding.
Because, of course, she wears
And-
that ring now, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does. And I was saying, oh my God, her wedding ring, her engagement ring is stunning. Like, I love that kind of cut. I love kind of like the sapphire with the diamonds around it. And I was just, not overly hinting it at it, like, I was just saying, like, that it's a nice ring and I'd like that if it was my engagement ring, kind of hint. And about a year or so later, he proposed, went down on one knee, opened the box, and there it was. I was like, I was
so
actually...
Now, I'm sure that sort of a design of ring is quite popular ever since William and Kate got married, and probably was popular back in the 80s when Diana originally had it. So you basically said, if you're ever going to go down that road of getting engaged, here's a photograph, have a look at that, memorize it, that's what I want. It is.
I didn't say it like that. You make me sound like a bunny boy.
No, but in fairness, Charles and Diana's marriage didn't actually go according to plan, did it? I mean,
No.
it's not really what you want to be basing your wedding on.
No, but Kate and Kate now wears that same ring.
Yeah, she wears it now. She wears it proudly, like, and you know they have a really, really, really strong marriage, like, and you know.
Yeah, but the ring is valued at, I believe, somewhere in the region of $500,000. Now, your fella didn't spend $500,000 on the ring, did he?
I don't think so.
But you don't know.
Well, you don't know, though, do you?
I don't know how much the ring costs. No, it wasn't with him when he bought it.
Is there a chance? Is there a chance that it costs $500,000?
I've had to consult him when he comes home.
Well, now you should have a fair idea whether he
Where he has the wherewithal to spend
whether
that
he could
money.
afford $500,000 or not.
I don't know if they have a secret offshore bank account. I have to ask.
Well, fair play to you. Well, you got what you wanted, and you did very kindly send us the photograph of the ring. And
now I can tell you now, looking at that, Katie, you are the only woman in Clonmel that has a ring like that. Would you agree, Adrian?
Probably, yes.
I'd say most of them down in Clonmel, when they get engaged, it's a Barnbrack ring they get.
And for those of you who are looking at us on our Facebook page now, I'll show you the photograph again. This is and it's identical to Diana's ring, by the way. He really did well.
Mm-hmm.
He picked very, very
he didn't
well.
do well. He knew what she wanted.
Well.
He knew what she wanted.
Yeah, but he got it. He probably, mind you, he probably just went into a jeweler's and said, "Will you give me a copy of Diana's ring?" So
yeah, more than likely.
All right, great to talk to you. Thanks very much indeed for your call. Sorry.
I'm from Cork originally, but I'm living in Clonmel, so that probably answers a lot of questions.
I can hear that lovely Cork lilt off you. I love the Cork accent.
Well, it answers the question as to why the signal is so shite. Like, what's the story with Clonmel not being able to get a decent phone signal?
Well, it can be bad.
It's Virgin Mobile, I'm afraid. They're working off the 3 masts, so yeah. Right.
Great to talk to you, and thanks very much indeed for talking to us. 085 825 2626 is our number. Angela, would you advise? Are you still there, Angela? No, she's not. Sorry.
Well, what advice are you looking from Angela for?
Would you advise men planning to get engaged to discuss it beforehand?
No, absolutely not. Takes away the mystique of the whole thing, doesn't it? If you can't, Jesus, how stupid are men? You're painting this picture that we're gobshites, that we don't know how to. How difficult is it to pick out a bit of jewellery?
Wouldn't be for me now. It wouldn't be for me. Let's have a listen to...
So you don't even pick out your own clothes. You haven't got a clue how to shop.
No, I haven't. This is Linda.
I'm just thinking that maybe the fact that it is a vintage ring, he may have been left it by a grandmother or something and was waiting to find the perfect person to give it to.
Maybe so. 085 825 2626 is our WhatsApp number. This is David.
How are you, lads? Yeah, it's a funny one. That's the difference between men and women, lads. If a woman buys a bloke something, whatever it is, it's clothes or whatever, he'll use it or he'll wear it, and if he doesn't, he's quizzed, and it's the usual bullshit then. She'll throw it back in his face, and I'm never buying you anything again. When it comes to that ring, I'd say just change it. 100% has to do it. Blokes are still thick-skinned, believe it or not. It'd be funny to hear the moaning from both sides of the families, though, especially the mothers. She made him change the ring, or that ghastly ring he's after getting her. It'd be funny, but she's better off just saying it, change it, get on with it.
You're assuming, you said their blokes are thick-skinned. Some fellas are very sensitive, aren't they?
Yeah, I'd be very hurt. I'm almost hurt on his behalf, because I just have this vision of this guy going around the shops, looking online, and finding something that he thought was different enough for his lovely fiancée. And then he went to great lengths. He went to St. Stephen's Green. They were, she probably thought they were just having an outdoor glass of wine or whatever.
Jesus, I'm going to start crying now.
And then,
this is awful.
After all the time he spent with the ring, he got down on one knee in St. Stephen's Green. What? He got down on one knee in St. Stephen's
Sap.
Green last Saturday. Did anybody spot him, by the way? If you did,
I
let
hope
us
you
know.
did. You threw a bucket of water over him.
He got...
Tell him to cop onto himself.
So now the guy's condemned for buying a crappy ring, and now you're condemning him for getting down on one knee in St. Stephen's Green last Saturday.
As soon as I saw that, and there's a few people commenting on it as well, as soon as I heard that there's two things I have problems with engagements. I have a lot of issues, by the way. I don't know if you've worked that out.
You clearly do.
A lot of vented anger here. The first thing is public engagements. Give me a break, please. There's no need to
Why
go.
not?
There was no need to go to Stephen's.
Hang on, I've seen, in football stadiums, and it flashes up on the screen, Mary, John wants you to marry him.
Oh,
and he
my
looks
God.
at her and she says, yes, darling.
It's manipulation to do it in a public place because you know the person can't say no.
Yeah, but you could say no on the way home from the football match. You could say, why'd you do that?
That would kind of ruin the whole thing. Well, anyway, sorry, the first thing is getting down on one knee. Let's park that for a moment. That's pathetic. No man should ever get down on the knee for anybody. But the second thing is, well, you know what? Before I give my honest thoughts on it, yeah? Opinions matter. And
Opinions matter, yeah.
And your opinion matters, okay? So here's what I want you to do. When I mention a man getting engaged, proposing to a woman in public, what is the first thing that pops into your head? Send us a WhatsApp voice note to 085 825 2626. 085 825 2626. Okay, so if you were at, for argument's sake, Croke Park next year, and I've seen this, the last Dubs match I was at, it happened actually in the Hogan stand. There it was.
So describe it to me.
Putrid.
No. What happened?
Okay, so I was in the Hogan stand, and it was Dublin versus Cork actually, in the football championship, and 2 rows in front of us during half time. So the kids were out playing on the pitch during half time, and next minute you hear a big scream from 5 rows in front of us in the Hogan stand, and so what's going on here? And I look down 5 rows in front of me, and I see this gobshite in a Dublin jersey, bringing shame upon the Dublin team, standing up on the chair of the Hogan stand holding a ring to his missus.
Isn't that lovely?
Who is absolutely
mortified. But
mortified by the
but
whole
she'll always
thing.
remember the day they got engaged.
I'd say they're divorced now at this stage. And everybody around them clapping and cheering and taking out their camera phones, and everybody thought it was lovely. And I was just like, pass me the bucket, please. I find public engagements horrendous. I find them tacky. I find them attention seeking. There's absolutely no need for them. Would you give birth in the middle of the Hogan stand during the Dubs playing and let everybody see the baby
I
coming
don't
out?
see what the issue is here.
Some things are private, and there's nobody. Okay, the bottom line is nobody cares about your engagement more than you do. By the way, yeah. And the 100 people standing around this couple in the Hogan stand couldn't have given a monkey's uncle that this couple got engaged. I mean, they were cheering and all that, but they were probably going... now, in fairness, I got a dead arm from my missus when I said that's cheap and tacky. She said, I think that's really romantic.
So do I.
Why didn't you...
Again, with the choice of the engagement ring, this guy in St. Stephen's Green on Saturday put a great deal of thought into the ring that he chose and the way in which he was going to get engaged to her. He has to be commended for that. I think that actually is very romantic. So your issue is that he got down on one knee on Saturday in St. Stephen's Green in a public way, and we know how packed the park has been over the last number of months. So it was Saturday. Maybe that's why all the trouble kicked off in town, was it? As a result of them getting engaged. Okay, so what we want you to do, I don't have an issue with public engagements because I actually did one myself.
Look at me. I'm Adrian. Look at me. I think famous. You probably had the Heralds there as well, taking photographs at the time, did you?
No, I didn't.
Had you journalists there?
No, it was on a cruise ship, actually.
Oh, did you not email the journalists when you got engaged to tell them to do a story on it?
No.
Yeah, I think you did.
No.
Yeah, I'll expose that one someday on the show.
One of them robbed the photograph off Facebook.
The photograph was sent. You sent the photograph to the Herald. Please put up a story about me getting engaged.
Anyway, on a cruise ship they have a Mr. and Mrs. show. Yeah.
By the way, if you're watching this and you've eaten recently, get ready to puke up whatever you've eaten because this is Puke-orama. Here we go. Adrian thinks this is very romantic, by the way.
So, on the cruise ship, there was a Mr. and Mrs. show. and I basically hijacked it. Now, I'd arranged it beforehand with the host of the show. Yeah.
Oh, you're so romantic.
And then I called my wife up, well, my now wife, up from the audience and got engaged in front of the whole crowd. And they went mad. They were delighted for us. They were chuffed.
Nobody cares about your engagement.
They were chuffed.
No, what? The people, when they got home from that holiday, the first thing they said was, they arrive in the door. How was your holiday? Well, wait till I tell you. On day 3, this man with red hair got up on the stage and proposed to this woman. It was the best part of the holiday. Absolutely nonsense. Nobody, and if you're considering getting engaged in public in the near future. By the way, I don't have a problem with someone walking their partner over the Halfpenny Bridge at 7 o'clock in the evening and proposing when there's nobody else there because it's a place that you first met. Absolutely fine. But I'm talking about the people that go out of their way to make sure there's a crowd listening. You know what I compare it to? The same type of people that check in at a hospital on Facebook.
085 825 2626. When you hear of a public engagement, what goes through your mind? Yeah? 085 825 2626. When you think of a public engagement, so for example, the conversation about the engagement ring started from an engagement last Saturday in St. Stephen's Green. And here's what B said in her message to us. I got engaged last week to my boyfriend and I couldn't be happier. He got down on one knee in St. Stephen's Green last Saturday. It was such a surprise. Now, I thought that was lovely. But Jeremy immediately pipes in, oh no, bleh, bleh, bleh.
Alan says, I don't know what tells me this, but something tells me that Jeremy isn't a romantic type.
No.
My wife says,
Alan.
My wife says I have no soul, Alan. She regularly says that to me.
And she's right. David sent us this.
Lads, no man should get down on his knee, bleeding sap.
Oh.
Yeah, no man should get down on his knee, bleeding sap.
So
did you get down on your knee?
I did, yeah.
I'm surprised you were able to get back up at your age.
I did have to be helped back up. Hey, let's have a listen to him again.
Lads, no man should get down on his knee, bleeding sap.
Bleeding sap. 085 825 2626 is our WhatsApp number. When you hear of a public engagement, so for example in St. Stephen's Green last Saturday, what goes through your mind? Is it bleh or is it ah? Okay, you can send emojis for that. Send us a WhatsApp voice note to 085 825 2626. When you hear of a public engagement like in St. Stephen's Green last Saturday, where a couple got engaged, do you think, bleh?
I mean, why couldn't you done it?
Or do you think,
why couldn't you done it in his front garden?
What do you mean in his front garden? Who wants to get engaged in their bloody front garden?
I'm telling you, he's the same type of person that goes to Vincent's Hospital and checks in the A&E. Message me later, hon. Attention. Look at me. I'm in the hospital. PM me if you want to know more details. Oh, give me a break.
Okay, let's have a listen to this from Eddie.
Jesus, Jeremy, you got out the wrong side of bed today. You're an awful miserable shite. What's up with you? Bit of romance. Let them have their happy day.
Yeah. Let them have their happy day.
My point is, Eddie, that's not romantic. It's actually the opposite of romantic. It's like Valentine's Day. Giving flowers on Valentine's Day, but no other day of the year. Valentine's Day is actually the least romantic day of the year. Would you not agree?
Yeah.
Now, having said that,
no, I do, that's something I will agree.
Having said that, I still buy flowers every Valentine's Day because my life would depend on it. I'd be killed if I didn't. But Valentine's Day isn't a romantic day either.
Okay, 085 825 2626 is our WhatsApp number. When you hear of somebody getting engaged in a public way, so say, for example, and we know how busy St. Stephen's Green has been over the last few months, and this couple, B and her fiancé, got engaged last Saturday, do you think, bleh, or do you think, ah?
I'm just after working it out. The miserable bugger waited until lockdown was over to do it because he didn't want to go into the park when there was nobody there. He was looking for maximum effect. Wasn't he?
So what? So what? Here, when they get married, they're going to get married maybe in a church with 100 people in the church. Yeah. Why not just do it with 6?
Because the difference is the people that go to your wedding in a church are people that want to be there and they've actually been... Well, no. I said that.
Everybody.
No, you're right. That's another conversation. I've never been to a wedding where I wanted to be there. Have you ever been to a wedding where you were actually...
Yeah.
Jeez, I'm awful. I really need
let's have a listen to this WhatsApp voice note from Paul.
public is okay, lads. I did one thing. I named a race as a proposal. It was called the Sammy Ryan, Will You Please Marry Me handicap. So, as I say, it was went down well where we were, and we even got to hand over the trophy at the end of the race. So that's what I did. It went down semi-well, and she looked at me. I still haven't had the answer yet.
Oh.
That's awkward.
That is a little bit awkward. 085 825 2626. 085 825 2626. When you hear of a public engagement, what goes through your mind? Is it...
Oh God, Julie,
or is it
Julie isn't happy. She said first you ripped the ring apart and now
Yeah.
you're ripping his proposal
Yeah,
apart.
that's my point.
God love him.
I agree.
I just think he could have proposed in a better way. That's all I'm saying. As in, with nobody watching.
Okay, a few more before we wrap this up. This is Aaron.
Hi lads, a public engagement it's great, like, because obviously you'll always remember it, but there's also a lot of pressure on a woman. Like, you know, I agree with Jeremy when he says like, it's a lot of pressure, and it is for them to be able to say no. I know you can say always turn around, get taken in the car on the way home or whatever, but like, it is a very romantic thing, it's a very nice thing, but it's also a lot of pressure on your partner. So I think it would be something that if you're going to do a public engagement, you want to be 100% certain of your partner, and that your partner like wouldn't become overwhelmed because of it.
That is a problem. You're assuming a lot of women don't like the whole centre of attention thing. I know my wife, had I done a public proposal, she wouldn't have liked it at all because she doesn't like being at the centre of attention and stuff like that.
Yeah, so if she doesn't mind, then...
Did you ever ask your wife pre-proposing how she would feel about you getting up in front of a stage of hundreds of people?
No,
you didn't. So
no.
you assumed.
Yeah, but she was all right with it. That's the point that message was making. You need to know somebody. She was all embarrassed and flustered and everything else, but she did like it, yeah, because I went to a bit of effort.
But why couldn't
Instead, I have known people. I know one guy, and this is the way he got engaged, right? He had a ring in his hand and he threw it like that on the counter. Is that what you were looking for?
I told you never to tell that story on the air again. And embarrass me.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine wasn't far off that.
Yeah, is that what you were looking for? That's how he got engaged, honest to God. Let's squeeze in another couple of messages. This is Lauren.
No way. If that ever happened to me, I'd walk away. I would walk away. I'm not into all that kind of crap. Like, so no, I would walk away. I just think they're so cringy. I really think they are the most cringiest things ever.
Okay, so she would walk away if that would be humiliating. This comes back to the point that you need to know somebody before actually getting engaged in a public place. 085 825 2626 is our WhatsApp number. Oh, this is a little bit awkward.
Cheeky, I got married on Valentine's Day.
Sorry, what did that person just say? Can you please enlighten me?
She said I got married on Valentine's Day. Remember, you were kicking Valentine's Day, saying it's a horrible day.
It
it's
is,
very
yeah.
romantic.
Oh, hang on, let's listen again.
Cheeky, I got married on Valentine's Day.
Go on, say it to her face there, Adrian, how you feel.
Well, it could have been just that it fell on a Saturday.